Hey, yo, how we doing? On time for the first time in a while, and thank God. By the way, how's my natural voice at this point in time? And thank you, God, Teach. Seriously. Phenomenal. I hate technical difficulties, and you're freaking helping me because I was getting porked over here.
Yeah, you sound a lot better now. I can't wait for you to listen to yourself this episode and then go back to previous episodes and see how much nicer you sound.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not only that, but after a slow news week, and even with the weekend included, we got a lot going on. A
Mike does
lot going
sound
on
great.
as far we got news, we got things to try, we got shit to turn into. Loving it.
It's like, as Bryce says, Mike sounds great this week because I had enough of Relly's mic issues and I was like, here, buy my old previous mic. That's a fantastic mic that I just honestly never need to not upgrade with and go into this expensive mic. But the mic you see Relly have is the one you've seen me have for half the podcast. So
Well, we keep in the content.
we keep in the family.
Keep in the family, keep in the content. Not only that, but people probably haven't seen me speak like this in God knows how long.
I don't know, but it looks like you either got a humidifier or something behind you, or you're just hotboxing your room secretly. Okay.
Vanilla.
Oh, vanilla.
No, that's actually vanilla.
Yeah. What's milligram of caffeine on that?
Probably none.
Yeah.
Probably none.
So we got
So,
a lot to talk about this week. It's going to be a good episode.
absolutely.
And first and foremost, I just want to take the floor real quick to apologize to the audience, apologize to our viewers, because openly and truthfully, I will admit the past couple episodes we have had, I've even had people reach out to me. I was not the normal teacher that everybody was kind of used to for the longest time. I've been dealing with a lot the past couple months and just wasn't all fully there mentally. So it was just kind of, let's bring up the podcast for an hour. Let's do it. And let's get it over with. See you, sayonara. I'm going to go crawl back into bed, crawl back in my hole. But we're feeling better, doing better, trying to keep it up on the upswing. Hopefully, with some good news tomorrow and up more. There'll be even more upswing from here. But we're going to be doing a good episode for 77. Good, fun, old tradition caffeinated episode 77.
So, with 77, do you want to get the bad out of the way?
You're defining the bad as I think you're defining the bad? Sure. But technically, these both could be bad.
Tiger's foot.
So, as Relly and I brought up last week's episode, we did go out and we
And,
have
ironically,
Oh,
here's the funny part. You got the red, I got the blue.
that's funny though, yeah, because I got mine from GNC and you got yours from Vitamin Shop.
Yes, I did. I was at Vitamin Shop over the weekend. And by the way,
Wait, is
I
the only
just want to let
difference that the color?
just the color, both 140 milligrams.
But I mean, like, is it the same design and everything, or just the color? Oh, okay, so they are a bit different design. Okay.
Yeah, yours is more plain, and this is more like this definitely has like the city life skyline behind it. But I just want to say, when I was picking this up at my vitamin shop in my town, I decided to pick up a couple of cans with me. So next week, we are going to be trying one of the new releases from Rise, and that is the strawberry squeeze.
This went under the radar.
So listen, if you want to go under the radar, Teach, I saw somebody put this in a Facebook group. It's an energy drink group that mostly goes towards mainstream energy drink cans. I saw him post that. I said, where the hell did you get that? I put that shit in Google. Nothing. How many times do you see something in a Facebook group, you put that shit in Google, no dice, nothing. No picture, nothing on Reddit, nothing. I go to my vitamin shop and he goes, oh, dude, we got one case of it. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, dude, we only got one case. And I'm like, I'll take one. I'll take two. One for me, take one for Teach. And I didn't think it was going to get there until the following week. So just to let everybody know that priority mail from USPS isn't bullshit. I sent out Teach's can Saturday,
I got today.
and you get it Monday. Which I have no idea how it went from Connecticut to freaking Michigan and like that kind of span, but I am not complaining. And on a similar note, a G Fuel creator, Crux, he just messaged me because there is something going on for the content of the program. It's not a logo, it's more of a segment bonus we got going on. He received his from uh, in Georgia from Connecticut as well on a Monday. But back to the either the propaganda or the ugly or perhaps the good strawberry guava coconut, or as I call it, tiger's foot. You ready for this, Teach?
No.
No. Honest answer.
Pull the mic a little closer to you. We're still finely tuning it.
I did sit back though, but the answer was no. Criminy.
So remember, the only difference, like, I'm not going to read out the full ingredients. You guys know what these cans are. We have reviewed plenty of them. This is a 140, not a 300. And to me, this smells exactly like Miami Nights.
This smells like straight coconut. You're going to hate this.
This is strawberry guava coconut. And remind you, Miami Nights was strawberry pineapple coconut. So the main difference is the guava versus the pineapple.
And you hate guava.
I don't hate guava, but guava by itself, I'm not a fan of. When it mixing the stuff right, I don't mind it. Coconut's the main killer.
Think strawberry guava would be your fancy, or hell no?
I'd try it.
Just not from C4, right?
Oh, God, no. Nothing C4. There are days where I see C4 cans, and I was like, maybe one day I'm just going to buy out all these cans, show up to an episode, and be like, Relly, I'm torturing myself for your laugh today and everybody else's. I'll try all C4 cans.
You know, I feel like there's going to be one time where me and you are just going to have a bet, and it's going to be something like, hey, you're going to have to enjoy a, let's say, this can that tastes like butt, and I'm going to be like, okay, Teach, I'll play nice. You are going to have the strawberry guava C4, and he's going to be like, okay, you're going to be drinking watermelon monster or something. It's going to happen one time. Which, speaking of which, our mod is in here, Ty. So I actually didn't know this until this morning, but our mod and our co-host actually they actually had a meet and greet. They hung out for a little bit, and he
was just on the way. He was just passing by, so he's like, frick it, I'm going to go see Teach.
Yeah,
it wasn't planned.
It's okay, a meet and greet, whatever. See how things are doing it the way they're doing it. So you tried G Fuel Fruity Tooty.
I did fry Tutti Fruity, Fruity Tooty, whatever it is. It's supposed to be their jelly beans. God awful. Awful.
Could you explain that?
It's like a very weird wannabe strawberry on the very first sip, and then on the near middle to back end, it just tastes like it's like you could tell they were trying to do a jelly bean flavor, but it just heavily missed, and it just, I'm going to say tastes chemically, but it doesn't actually have a true chemical taste. It's the only thing that comes to mind for wording of describing it, but it just it does not
candy, half chemical.
It's not truly chemical, but I don't know how to better describe it. It just does not taste good. It does miss the mark. Where do I get strawberry? Right on the upfront. Right on the upfront, it gets a strawberry hit, and then it just tastes like very bad wannabe jelly bean. Tutti Fruity was a very big pass for me. I had half the shaker and dumped it out.
And I was very surprised that our Sweet Tooth mod, I'm like, I can't believe that he's telling me that Tutti Fruity tastes like booty. Jesus, golly.
But, we tried that and it wasn't good. And so I was like, let's try something good. So Ty was there and he had a shaker. So first time we got to have our mod try, Glytch grenades, the very good green apple. And he was a big fan of it because Glytch makes a fantastic green apple with the grenades from the gaming line. I don't have my tub currently on me, but Glytch is
My
knocking out of the
tub's
park
good.
with that gaming line, honestly.
Yeah, I mean my tub's in the cabinet, other room. But yes. So, without further ado, oh the pain.
All right.
Ain't plugging out of this one.
Yep.
Cheers.
Solo. You remember that Avanci G review I did very early on where it was strawberry lemonade? Lemonade. I almost want to call this where's the strawberry and strawberry guava coconut because like you get so much coconut front, you get so much guava up front, and then there's just a tiny bit of strawberry on the back end. Just a tiny bit of strawberry on the back end.
So the thing is, the way that I'm kind of putting it, when you get pina colada, and I love pina colada, unpopular opinion for some, but when I get Miami Nights, I get a very good pina colada with a note of strawberry. So when I have that, right, I love how the pineapple is sweet and it's hard to die down that sweetness, and the strawberry has that strawberry fruit note. Um, as far as this, I get the sweetness comes from the strawberry, but I don't taste the strawberry. And instead of that sweet aftertone that you're supposed to get, it just dies. You just get sweetness and that's it. It dies.
It just whoop. It's just so much coconut front and so much guava.
Overrated. To answer your question, Sarah, in the comments, this is an easy one for Teach. He's a Glytch energy guy. Do any of you have a favorite energy company?
Yeah, glitchenergy.com. Use code Teach. Check out. Try some of the gaming line. Easy. Glytch Energy, baby.
Me, as far as my favorite,
and that's just honestly true, though. Not even being because I'm with Glytch, but I do genuinely love their product.
Well, I mean, you're the type of person where if you didn't like it, you couldn't be down with it, wear the clothes, nothing like that.
If I didn't like it, I wouldn't stand behind it and promote it. That's just not how I am.
To me, honestly, I've been trying so many good brands as of lately. It's hard for me to say which one's which.
And I do have receipts because I have 7 years of receipts behind me that I now regret, which is also why I mostly do the black or the green screen. So I got receipts on that.
Yeah, like if we're gonna say energy company, that's my favorite. That's too tough. I can't say which one's which. I could tell you what flavors I like from various companies, but I don't have a favorite company. I could tell you my preferences and my likings, but that's about it. Rating for this can though, Teach.
It's tough.
So I don't think you hate it, but it's also not good.
You make such a good point though, because like right as you sip it, it wants to have a come up, and then it just falls flat ASAP.
Well, that's just the thing is like there's a sweetness there. You got coconut, you got the guava. You're like, where am I? It's like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What?
Well, you're also you're looking for that strawberry, and you don't get strawberry.
You don't get the third note. All the strawberry's doing is listen. Coconut's gonna be dominant in everything you put it in. So the only thing the strawberry is doing it is getting rid of the bad aftertaste out of the guava. So essentially what we have here is a overhyped, throw darts at the wall, mid-flavor. And do yourself a favor. If you're at a GNC or if you're at a Vitamin Shop, just be smart and pick up Miami Nights.
Yeah, if they had Miami Nights, definitely I would have to agree with that. I do agree. This can is very underwhelming to mid at best. It's very hard to rank it because I want to give it a dead 4 because it's not like knowing my grading scale. I have to give it a 5.
So on my grading scale, I'm giving this a 3 stars out of 5. Now, some people are saying, okay, what are we going with here? So as far as the 3-star scale, it's Am I spitting it out? No. Am I battling through drinking this? I could finish this can, but is it anything special and is it worth picking it up again, or is it something I gotta reach for? No, it's okay. But granted, it's not like one of those weird flavors where, I mean, we've had some on the show where we've said, hey, is this like a good on your scale 6, 7, 8, but you don't reach for it every time? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. And see,
Uh
mine's out of 10, and so a 5, think of it as an F. It's not a D 60%, it's an F 50%.
Now for me, I just simply go to the point where I kind of do it like Yelp reviews. It's either it's either sucks ass, wouldn't do it again, it's just okay. Why not? And buddy, you got to go here.
I just had an instant like South Park Yelp episode flashback. I don't think you want to be a Yelper, buddy.
No. No, no, no.
Honestly, though, I wasn't expecting a ton out of this can. I would still just say if you're a G Fuel fan, just get Miami Nights instead. It's much better. Um, cool Spider-Man. I've heard great things about the movie. Otherwise, this can falls flat. And yeah, it's a 5 out of 10 for me.
And for me, it's a 3 star just simply because, again, do I think it's bad? No. But do I think that there's so much other stuff out there for? Yes. But again, if you want a flavor that's good, this is can and powder, that perhaps it's good, but you don't reach for it a ton. I would say G Fuel Compound V because I've kind of viewed it as I've said before, the British Top Gear Alfa Romeo. Is it the best? No. Can you recommend it to a friend? No. But is it good? Yes. Would you try it again? Yes.
Yeah, for me, I would not recommend this to a friend, and I would not try this again.
Is it bad? No. Is it good? It's okay.
It's mid.
But also,
Very
if
mid.
we're gonna compare flavors, right? Just pick up Miami Nights.
Yeah. I would not drink if a friend handed this to me and they're like, hey, this is the only energy drink you have and you can get all day and you need caffeine. Would I drink it? Sure. But if I had choices, no.
So I guess here's another question for you, and this is just me being an ass, but was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No.
Okay, so we got plus. I thought you were gonna treat this like me with RGF.
No, because like I knew this was going to be almost a very similar, which it is, comparison to Miami Nights, which isn't bad by any means. It's mostly the swap out for guava and pineapple. But I think pineapple, guava, strawberry is a better combo of flavors than adding the guava in because at least the pineapple kind of overdoes the coconut. So you definitely get a coconut taste, but it's not so overpowering like it is with this. And you get more of that pineapple. And I feel like even in Miami Nights, you actually taste the strawberry.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's see. So Sarah, I take it that you're new to the show. So I just want to let you know that this is going a year and a half ago. Teach and I met, and we had this idea. And from what we have done over the last year and a half, we have been non-biased. We've basically spoke our mind. So to let you know about what's going on, we've had some glitch procs on the show that we have fallen in love with, and we straight up told you that this is not in our best interest. And I want to say the first TikTok we ever made was the
It
pro
was
series of Dragon
Dragon
Sweat,
Sweat.
and we thought it was an absolute abomination. So I just want to let you know, Sarah. Thank you. Welcome. We appreciate all concerns and questions, but as I tell Teach, you're not going to pee on my feet and tell me it's rain. We tell you straight to the point on what it is. If we like it, we tell you we like it. And if we hate it, we're going to straight up tell you that, in our opinion, it is not worth our time. So if you want to know by flavor profiles, for me, I'm hot and cold with watermelon. And Teach isn't a, he's not a coconut and guava guy.
I'll say TLDR, we have 77 episodes of receipts. I may be with Glytch. We have called it out on times when we thought Glytch was great, as Relly said, and even times where we're like, we see what you did here, go back to the drawing board. If there's stuff we like from other companies, we'll say it. If there's stuff we don't, we don't. We have 77 episodes showing unbiased.
Not only that, but it's actually nice that Glytch actually has made you just be like, hey, I'm part of the show. And they said, yeah, okay. Because I know that some affiliates, and we've talked to some, and we've talked to two CEOs, and well, one is kind of, I want to say, kind of more of a hometown Johnny, as they would call it. At least that's what they would call it around me. Whereas Chuck from Ulti Sups, he's one of those guys that will just say, nod and just go, you know what? They make a good product. He's said multiple times on the show, he goes, hey, Ghost, if you go buy pre-workout, if you go buy this, they make a good product. And when we have him on the show, you could go back to our episode. He's actually got a lot of tubs on his desk. He's got Juju Bomber Pop on his desk. Phenomenal. He's tried a little bit of everything, and simply because, he wants to know what's on the market and what he can do. And dude, have you seen the new releases of the Ulti Sups?
Before we get into that, to put it more bluntly and quickly than what Relly's trying to go off about, we've even been saying care packages from companies, and even with that, you could try to say that's paid promotion for a company, which it wasn't, because we don't actually receive any payment from it. They just send us products for a review, and we straight up tell them, we will give you a straight, unbiased, honest review of your products, whether we think they're bad, whether we think they can be improved upon, and such. Just like when we did Freshen Up reviews, just like when we did Gamer Sup reviews, they have sent us products. We were unbiased on it.
Yeah, I admit though, this is quite the piece to have on the shelf that they gave us.
Well, like, even here's a good example. Like, for the Gamer Sup sus bars, when we reviewed them, we even said these bars taste great, but they're too pricey for the quantity you can get them in. And then we had Jimbo on the show, and then we found out, hey, they were listening. They lowered the cost and gave less of the amount in the box. Because I had made a comment of getting 32 bars or something for $60 for a lot. Just make it like $20 or 12, 16, whatever it was for 20, 30. And they did such.
I mean, it is nice that we got a couple. I mean, from what I've actually known, now I'm not sure about how many companies are out there watching, but I know there's a couple that might be watching us right now. I know some people might tune in later in the week, but it's just kind of knowing, because at the end of the day, you do need people that need to be unbiased as much as they can while still be, just addressing everything. Like if they're like, hey, we need something unique, or we want a competitor flavor. Okay, brand X has this flavor and nobody else has it. Okay, we're brand Y, and I think we could make that better. Okay, best of luck. Let's try them side by side. And, we could go by taste wise, we could go by formula, we could go by cost, convenience, creator code. I mean, we've gotten free stuff from a lot of companies. And again, we just tell them straight. Like, I mean, if I didn't like titty milk, I'd straight up tell them. Was there, what was it? It's the grape tub. Was it amazing? No, but did I like it? And does that suit the job for a grape flavor? Yes.
I mean, it was also just like when I had the Dragon Fruit Punch from Gamer Subs, and I said, I think the flavors clash. I just think it kind of misses the mark for me, but I could see someone else enjoying it. Did Gamer Subs come at us and get all upset because we have a different varying of opinion on the flavor? No, because that's what an unbiased review is. Again, I may be a part of Glytch. I may genuinely recommend the product because I do genuinely enjoy it. But as Relly brought up, when we did our very first TikTok, when they were very first trying the V2 line, the Pro series, We said Dragon Sweat wasn't it. We need to go back to the drawing board on this, and you can even view the receipts on that. And now to this day, they have started to cancel the Pro Series and start going to the gaming line, which honestly is where I think Glytch has done it best. It's a solid formula, and it does taste great. And I'm saying this out of genuine human connection wise, not even affiliated wise. Like,
I mean, me personally, and again, this is just my opinion now. I thought the Glytch Pro Series was, in my opinion, I don't want to say a waste of time, but an experiment that did not go well. It wasn't a failure. It just did not go well. Because if you go by the formula as far as cost, taste, and every single time I mixed it up, it just seemed different. The ratio is just different. I've had some scoops of the Litcoinade from the Pro Series. My second scoop tasted phenomenal, and I tried replicating what I did. I could never get the same out of it. So 4 scoops later after that, Teach and I actually went live to the show, and he had a Advanced GG peach tea, which I still have and I still enjoy on an occasional basis. We actually negotiated a live trade on the show and kind of went from that.
I mean, just to show you, this was a brand that I used to like when they very first started back in 2011, that I was a big fan of for a long time, and I have ripped into their products for a very long time, even before joining Glytch or being anywhere with them.
I mean, if a guy wants to rep his code, he wants to rep his code. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, if you can't just bring your code wherever you are, wherever kind of content you're doing. But I mean, if I thought Teach was unbiased, I'd call him out for it.
Yep.
He's been part of this show for a long time, even before we knew what the hell Glytch was. We were introduced by Glytch by Glytch affiliate on the show by the name of The Last Saiyan. And he gave us, in my opinion, would you argue that that was the best thing we ever tried on this show? Glytch V1 Cotton Candy?
Glytch V1 Cotton Candy, because I think it's still the best cotton candy out there.
I think that's probably the best thing we've ever tried on the show.
I don't think that's the best thing we've ever tried. I think it's the best cotton candy, but it's not around anymore because cotton candy is such a hard flavor. Because I always felt like G Fuel was too light with theirs, and you would want more out of it.
True. But taste-wise, though, phenomenal. But speaking of, you want to get to can number 2?
Speaking of cotton candy.
So I think when we think of like the bubble gum where this came from, we kind of get turned off.
Yeah, you see bubblegum, you automatically get turned off.
Well, after G Fuel freaking Pepto-Bismol, absolutely. Ugh. I mean,
bad.
Let's crack this open.
I'm glad I noticed this when I was picking up.
Although
got you to get some.
Now, granted, it was actually funny because I'm like, let me see if I could find that. So I went to my GNC and I'm looking around. There's nothing in the fridge. And I'm looking around and I'm like, you know what? Let me grab an Alani while I'm here. Let me grab, I already had a Spidey can in the fridge. What else did I grab? Joko. So for anybody wondering if you have a GNC by you, GNC's doing their own line of cans. They're 12-ounce cans. They're called Jocko, Jocko. They're selling them for $1. It's 95 milligrams of caffeine, $1 a piece. I mean, again, we've tried stuff from Dollar General before. We've tried a lot of cans from that we found in Dollar Trees. The fact that GNC is going to be making a cheap energy drink alternative, I mean, Black Cherry Vanilla, if that thing's a banger, I might go to my GNC and ask him for a case because that would be phenomenal. Let's give this a smell.
It doesn't smell bad.
I get like a slight vanilla, but I can't.
Now, the one thing I always find interesting
it's not powerful like the coconut guava.
No. But the one thing I always find interesting to ghost cans, I think, is always something friendly to reminders that these are technically, well, not technically, they straight up are on the label, 15 calories compared to most other things, which will say like 0 for a lot of brands.
All right.
Further ado, Bubblicious cotton candy. You think it's going to be more cotton candy? You think it's going to be more bubblegum cotton candy?
In all honesty, I feel like it's going to be half and half.
It kind of smells that way.
Cheers, brother. What the hell is...
It's interesting.
So hear me out.
I'm hearing.
Just out of perspective, and I actually tried this because I found it at a gas station, I want to say like a month ago. You know, like how once in a while you get like a child craving, you just want to grab it, and it's like, you know what, $2, screw it, why not? I actually grabbed Bubblicious cotton candy. It was just like a weird thing when I was at a gas station, and you try new things, you try something new, whatever. That was legit cotton candy.
Mm-hmm.
This,
I get the cotton candy, but it's like the bubblegum's pushed a little too hard into it.
I get bubblegum, and I don't get the cotton candy. I just get sugary bubblegum.
That's what I'm saying is I think the bubblegum is pushed a little bit too much. Like I definitely taste the cotton candy, but it's not the overwhelming majority of the flavor. It's more that pink bubblegum up front with like a hint of sugary cotton candy afterwards. And then like, it's weird to say, but you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know, Mountain Dews, how like Mountain Dews have different flavors, but it's all still like that Mountain Dewy taste.
At the end of the day, Monster has its aftertaste. Mountain Dew has its aftertaste.
That's what I've always felt about Ghosts. They always have that like Ghost-like similar taste to them, even with the different flavors. So that's still kind of what I get with this too.
So Ghost always has its signature sweetness of their aftertaste. It's just what they do. It's just what they have. The problem is, no matter how you slice it and dice it, anytime that you add bubblegum into something, so far, 3 for 3 tastes underwhelming.
I don't mind it, honestly. It's not... Well, there's a strawberry one. I kind of have the same opinion about that. This is similar to my review to that way long ago when that came out.
So the 3 cans that I'm referring to here, Radioactive Lemonade, Bubblicious Cotton Candy, and Bubblicious Strawberry. They're not bad. I just think that they're very mediocre and could have been better. Now, again, bubblegum lemonade, I have no idea what the ratio is about that. But when we go to the bubble, isn't that what the Spider-Man can was?
Oh, I thought you were talking Ghost. Yes, you're right.
I'm going by that. I have no idea how you ratio bubblegum lemonade, but I'm thinking here when you go to the Bubblicious flavors, I want more of what that flavor actually entitles. Like if it has like we all know what bubblegum tastes like, right? But it just seems like it's bubblegum and sweetness to hide the Pepto. I feel like that's the same thing for the both of them. Do I like the cotton candy better? I mean, I'll give 3 stars for the Spidey can. I'll give a 2.5 stars to the
Spidey can. Way long ago, we'll have to check the receipts on that one because I remember us not being the biggest of fans.
How about this? I'll go 2.5 for the Spidey, 2.5 for the Bubblicious Strawberry. 3-star for this. Now these are out of 5, mind you. So 2.5 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5
for you.
Ghost Bubblicious Cotton Candy, 3 stars out of 5.
You know, it's weird to say, but I like this more than the Glytch mix. I think this is better. I think this tastes more like an authentic bubblegum, an authentic cotton candy than to what the strawberry Bubblicious was. Because that bubblegum just felt way off. So I don't know if they like redid it. They've made it better. But this is like a 6 out of 10 for me. I'd even go as high as a 6.5.
Well, I mean, again, it's not the. Again, I've had worse. I mean, I gotta retry the Glytch Cosmic Candy because I thought that tasted like freaking paint. But I could live without both of these cans, honestly. I could just like exit out of my brain, just being like, don't need it, don't need it, next.
Yep. Trying the ghost can, yeah. Bubblicious cotton candy. I was at GNC today and found it, and I was like, really? I found it. Go grab you one.
Yeah, like you told me this, you're like, oh my god, I found it. And I'm like, I'm gonna try. I'm going to try. So I'm just like, I got it. He goes, oh, cool. And I'm like, which one we try? And he goes, we can do both.
Yeah. Yep. We decided to do both because we didn't want to hit all three. So that way next week we can save this one, which we are both looking forward to trying because Rise makes really good cans and we've had very good experiences with trying Rise cans.
Oh, just for the record, to sell this straight, new guy in the audience, Nick, sorry. But just to let you know, once again, Teach is not paid. He is commissioned by code only, as in Teach. I have no idea how long you've been around, how you found us. I appreciate the views. Again, any questions, you're very free to let one of us know. We follow everything here, but the way that this works is that an affiliate only gets compensated by a placed order in the checkout. He doesn't get paid a salary from them. He's not hourly pay, nothing like that. The only thing that an affiliate of any company is by, hey, I want to order a tub. I order the tub. I go down. I go to where it says code. I put Teach in the code. I complete the order. He gets compensated on that alone. The podcast has never overruled this show, and no brand will overrule this show. So,
Yep.
like I said again, pick up a drink of choice, grab some popcorn or food of your choice. And if you have any questions about any brand that you know or we know, or maybe we need to do some more research in, let's go about this. And speaking of our boy Britt, I cannot wait to try these, man. I cannot wait to try the new Ulti flavors.
Which, just as a reference as to what even Bryce said, many of our viewers even came over here originally from like the G Fuel community, and then we've had more grow in from other communities. And even knowing what we review by a vast of different brands, we have many different viewers that prefer different drinks of choice and don't like other brands. Just like some love G Fuel and don't like other brands, some love Gamer Subs and don't like other like G Fuel. And we are all okay in that. And this is one whole big mixing pot, and we're just here to give our opinions on what we think. I can try this Glytch mix, and I can say I think it's mid. Other people can love it. If that's your point, we love that standpoint, and that's what we're here for. Again,
We've
we have
also
been sent packages from the show. It's not paid promotion because we gave our honest thoughts, whether we liked it or we didn't. And we always say that to companies sending us packages. You sending us package is not going to say it's a great product or a bad product. Won't change our views either way.
So as far as otherwise too, there's a big G Fuel incident where a lot of people left. A friend of the show who's been on, Big Sin, who owns GG Limitless, he helped found that gaming organization. Big in the Rocket League, actually. Huge.
Doing
That
well.
team is really competitive and doing very well in Rocket League. They are with Advanced GG, as you could see in the ticker below. We've had Johnny Price on the show, AO Jimbo on the show, Camper 00. And we've tried products from a good amount of companies. Not so much Rogue, although we have tried all four of the Rogue cans. I'm a big fan. Cotton, they had a sale on their cans for you could get 50% off over the last week. Some good stuff, and we've dabbled into a lot of other things. We've had takes on multiple things. Again, it just goes by opinions change over time too, so that's why we always ask people if you had any questions, just like this one.
And if you also have any, or if we've had any other affiliates and or other friends of the show that have codes with companies, that's what the ticker is down here for. There are plenty of codes. If you have a favorite company and you need to find a code to help yourself at checkout to save, you can use many of these codes down here for many different people, for many different companies. Ulti is Favor Walls. Freshen Up is Angel. You have, I think it's JP or just Johnny Price for G Fuel.
Code
Ayo
Mouse,
Jimbo.
Johnny
Right.
Price, AO
Ayo
Jimbo,
Jimbo.
Gamer Sups.
Camper Juju. So many different people.
Have we ever thought about having a sponsor for the show? Honestly,
No.
I mean, it depends on what the hell we're advertising. I mean, if it's an energy drink company, I assume that would be out. But if it was somebody just being like, "Hey, I'll pay you an ad. I sell freaking donuts or something," like me, like maybe we consider it. Like, but if
We would, if we were to ever actually have a sponsor or someone wanted to pay for that in some way, one, we'd have to be okay with ourselves promoting it in some way. Like we would have to be kind of about the product if we liked it. Two, we would enunciate that, hey, this is an ad for said product to show that, because we don't want to have, we want to show the clarity and transparency of that. So because of those two determining outlying factors, we have never had a sponsor for the show. And now sponsor segue to Manscaped. There we go.
if I had dollar for every Manscaped code I've seen,
Yep. And now here's your sponsor by NordVPN. Wait, have you guys heard of this brand new mobile game? Shadow Legends.
oh my
You could be
god,
sipping your favorite energy can while on the other hand playing your favorite game, Shadow Legends. Use code caffeinated to unlock a free champion, a free legend, and have fun playing your game. Also, make sure to hit level 10 and continue to play in the game. Otherwise, we don't get no kickback, because that's how those games work. They have to hit a certain level.
yeah. I mean, I feel for some of these promos, and once again, like I wish it could be just something else based on just like a standard, like again, use it in the checkout, like that kind of thing. Like I remember there was I remember before it was Manscaped being popular, it was the Dollar Shave Club. And that was
Now,
going all over the place, ESPN, standard commercials, whatever. But I mean, merch Boognast,
Boog does ask a good question, and I will lead with this. We have not ever thought about merch because we are currently in the process to redoing our logos, headers, all that good jazz for all of our social media. We think it's time to retire our current one and go into something that looks a little bit more professional-esque, looks a little bit more realistic. We have some thoughts in mind. We're not rushing it. We kind of have some thoughts and things going around. Relly and I have been bouncing back and forth with each other. And then after that, we can consider merch later, which would be relevant to the logo and still be relevant as a whole.
yeah, we've had different ideas. And again, you just don't force when it comes to design things because it just sucks out all the energy. And then you kind of just overthink. And you don't want to overthink these things because once again, you got to stare at it every single day, every single episode. And you
Yep.
got to either be about it or not about it.
And custom shakers with the new logo, that does sound like a very cool and fun idea. And we wouldn't ultimately be opposed to that. But the realistic answer to that is you would have to know how much you would have to buy in a large mass bulk quantity to, one, have fair pricing, and two, to even have somebody justify putting your order in. So,
I mean, I'm not sure. Well, first off, you got to find a shaker that's a decent quality because, I mean, I remember this was right after around the quarantine when shakers started to become in stock for a lot of these energy drink companies. G Fuel's a big one. It seemed like a lot of shakers started to dip down in quality, and that was because the plastic was a little bit more brittle. I mean, if we sold a shaker and if somebody dropped it from their waist onto carpet and the thing exploded, I mean, obviously we'd replace it, but it's just I always have such a guilty conscience about that. It would just be I would lose my mind.
I
Like that
think
would bother me so bad.
I think Relly and I would more be in the business of doing a merch line with just shirts and whatnot first. And then if the podcast would sincerely have to go very far beyond and above to ever consider shakers, because that is sincerely a very large quantity you have to fulfill, talking total wise, and a very upfront large cost to have thousands upon thousands of shakers printed with said logo. It is a lot. It is much easier for us to look into
at
merch.
least 100. But I mean, even if you go
Mm, You're
100, that,
you're looking at way more than 100 for that to be done.
right?
You need like 1,000, probably bare minimum.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean, if you go by 1,000 times that and don't got that kind of loot, do not have that kind of loot. I mean, if we were to do giveaways, I mean, we're eventually gonna be doing some more giveaways as the year goes on. We always kind of do it. Our big one was Christmas.
yeah. We always
That's
do
when
big ones at Christmas, but even throughout the year, like year, we do some like sporadic ones for said company, this company, like not even an affiliation way, just like, hey, I have an extra tub of this, it's sealed. Who wants it? Or when we even had Jimbo on, when we had Jimbo on,
dude, that was the
gamers.
greatest because that was our giveaway where we just simply want him on the show and he goes, "Hey guys, I brought company." Not only was that our biggest live audience before, we had about 30 people in here, but I mean, the fact that we were able to give away 3 tubs and the way that Gamer
Free
Subs
shipping
works
too.
is, yeah, that's the crazy thing that works is he had, hey, here's a code for a free tub of your choice. And since you could stack codes, free shipping anywhere in the world. So there were some people from Australia watching the show live, which if they were watching that at like 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I want to say it's something. I'm pretty sure it's like morning or afternoon time over there, something completely crazy.
And again, that was all on Jimbo and all on Gamer Subs because went to his partner manager for them. It was like, hey, I'm going to be on this podcast. And they're like, awesome. Here's 3 tub codes. Here's free shipping for those tub codes. Go give them away. Have a blast. And we did just that. You can go back and watch our episode with AO Jimbo. We had a fantastic time with them. There's a lot of laughs.
A lot of laughs for. I know it's titled rat like behavior, but that dude is a gift. He is an
Yeah.
absolute pog champ. I got all the respect in the world for Ao Jimbo. He's a real good guy. And again, do I think that some gamer subs flavors are hit and miss? Like, could I do without the blue raspberry? Can I do without the pineapple? Yeah, me personally. But for me, was that the black cherry?
No, this is the Dragon Fruit Punch, which I haven't touched this ever since. Well, technically, I am touching it now. Technically, yes. Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
haven't
But
consumed.
I have
Rather.
not consumed any since I did the initial review of that episode that night or that time. And again,
And I've had a couple people try. Yeah,
we were sent this for free by Gamers Ups. They reached out to us and we gave our honest opinion. There was no payment for it. There was no like, hey, we'll send you a care package if you nudge when give us a good review. No, we're just like, cool, you can send us a care package, but it will never judge our or change our judgment.
okay, so here's one. What about community night with Fall Guys? I mean,
I think the easier answer for that is just
ooh.
I stream Fall Guys and then we just did like a community night for Fall Guys for me streaming because you don't really stream.
It's been a while for me. It's really been my schedule out of touch. I mean, I don't got like I only got like a PlayStation, whatever. I mean, I'm just not suited up for like streaming from like a PC, whatever. I mean, it's truly been a while, but even if it was off camera, I'm definitely not opposed. But I mean, if you ever said, "Hey, dude, Friday night when you get out of work, wash up, grab some dinner, and grab a can or a shaker, and let's do it."
I mean, I've done community Fall Guys nights, and I think honestly, funny enough, Boog was there for one of them, and I think even you were too.
Yeah, he almost pulled the freaking hat trick, and I got cocky and I got porked. Second
Yeah.
place. Oh, the pain. I mean, that we got to do one again sometime. Maybe that'd be fun.
But in
That'd be real
other
fun.
lighthearted, not so lighthearted news, Relly, I know you had originally sent me this, so you know a brief bit more than what I do. There was recently a crackdown in Canada.
Yes. So for any Canadian citizen out there, I'm not sure if I could pull it up without somebody's information going up there. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to respect everybody's privacy. I'm just going to go with what I was sent. And I believe this was all from Brian, our audience. So thank you, Bri, again. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Although Rogue is doing collector's boxes now.
No, they have
They're
been for
doing
a
what
bit. They're just super limited.
strawberry mango limited edition. Okay,
They've done the past couple
next.
times, and then they probably, hopefully, honestly do collector boxes, as in it's for collectors, and they don't just re-release old boxes on an eBay.
Correct.
Wink, wink.
Let's see his golf swing. Oh, the pain. Not going to there. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, never mind. That's I think that's what happened with the sneak, Brandon. Damn, who did I get that from? So, in short, let me look it up from this chat. So, from what I found out, right, and this was the big debacle, and that is Canada has, let's see, we got the notification here. Government of Canada notification. G Fuel brand energy drinks recalled due to high levels of caffeine. Exhibit A, G Fuel Pink Drip Energy Drink, 473 milliliters. All codes with 300 milligrams per serving and no cautionary statement to limit number of servings per day. Issue: G Fuel brand energy drinks recalled due to high levels of caffeine. The recalled products have been sold nationally and online. So essentially, again, every place is going to have their own rules. And my thought of this is, so the best thing that I could remember, and this is going to be different because this is an American that lives in New England going to somebody that's in our nation. But Teach, this actually might be a little different from you too, but did you know in the state of Vermont you actually have to label something if it's genetically modified or not?
Did not.
I believe that's the case. So there's something sort of that rule. So what they do is, and again, I've learned this when I took law classes at a community college. Have you ever picked up a chair and you've seen this big ass label of fine print and you laugh at saying, why the hell would anybody do this? In words of my professor, you're going to laugh at half of it, but it's because somebody did it before, sued, and won. It could be $1, it could be $500,000. You never know. So what we're going with here with Canada is if you go by, let's say, a Monster can, it's going to say no more than, and this is a 160 milligram can. On it, it says limit no more than 3 cans per day. Now, I have no idea what the Canadians feel about this law or this policy, but it is a 300 milligram can. And if we go by the daily approved limit of caffeine, it's 400. So if this says limit to 1 serving per day on it, which I think is a simple change in the Brandon, I think that's fine. I mean, if it's the 140 can, does that mean that could be sent there and it's all good?
I would assume so because the recall was all on the 300 milligram cans and or flavors.
And we thought that there was going to be an issue about that. Thank you, Brad. I got it. I just don't want to know if I could publicly show this or not. I mean, I know this was somebody's email, but again, just privacy, call it paranoia, call it whatever. But again, our main thought was if we go by the brand G Fuel, there were tubs that were more than 140 milligrams of caffeine at the time. There were some that were 160, one were 150. So essentially, if you buy now a brand new tub of G Fuel, the caffeine per serving, of course, this is a prox plus or minus. It's 140 milligrams of caffeine. And they said the cause of concern was international caffeine rulings, such as Canada, such as the UK. And my big thought was, how are they selling 300 milligram cans in Canada? And everyone thought, shut up, screw it. Well, this is why, people. G Fuel got in trouble because of the lead 65, which again, that's another whole debacle. People have ripped us on that show for that and want more context. I think of all the crazy things we've talked about on the show, between Ghost having the FDA up in their grill for saying you can't sell this because it looks like candy to children, to the 300 milligrams saying this is too much, what the hell are you doing? I can't say I'm surprised. So I'm going to shut up. What's your take on this whole thing?
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's that weird boundary of people need to understand and know their own human limits and be smart about it. I can see the whole, like, my government shouldn't control what I can and can't take for food and caffeine and all that jazz. I see both sides of the alley. I see both sides of the argument. I understand that, like, there are countries that have vastly stricter, like, food regulations for what can and cannot be in them, for sugar levels, etc., and more. So we, like, said this even like a year ago. We knew GV was moving more to 140 so they could accommodate more worldwide for this exact instance, because some places don't allow that high milligram of 300 like we do here. Personally, I was always more of a fan of the 300 cans than I was a 140. The 140 doesn't do much for me, but I myself, and this has been stated multiple times over the year and a half of the show, is that I do have a higher tolerance to caffeine as somebody who is more of a gym rat, somebody that does more frequently take pre-workout, knows what I put into my body, has a smart knowing of how much I can ingest and tolerate. It's always to that per person thing, and it's always a very fine line.
So I'm just asking just to see, now this could be right, this could be speculation, however you want to put this. So Teach, if we go by brands such as Ulti, because their scoops have 220, the Glytch gaming line has 225, and you see some of these pre-workouts, as we've talked about in other shows, some of them could be 400 milligrams of caffeine.
And 500, I've seen it.
So my thought is, because of it's a powder form and you could adjust your own liking.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, let's say we take a 400 milligram pre-workout, okay? And you just double the serving size. As instead of 64, it's 128. Is 200 going to be sufficeable? Like, will they have a recall on Ghost if they have a bunch sold in Canada? Would say that it's like, it doesn't say how many you could consume maximum. Now, even though it says intended for persons 18 years or older, and granted, in America, I haven't seen one person get ID'd for an energy drink.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, kid, are you allowed? Yeah. Okay, I guess. You're not buying cigarettes, so I don't care.
You do make a point, though.
We've seen that. They're not IDing these people. And if you go by the powder, right? You go by that Glytch tub you have right there. That's 225 milligrams of caffeine. Take out personal preference per scoop. Yes. Take out the tolerance. Take out the personal preference. At the end of the day, can't you put half a scoop and adjust it however you want? It's like, okay, I put half a scoop in here. It's now
115. Yeah, around the ballpark.
110-ish, whatever.
112.5.
112.5. Oh my God. Powder, you can adjust it to your liking versus You crack it, that's one
That's
serving.
it.
And now, granted, I'll take this 300 milligram can right here, which is basically kind of display at this point. If I want to say, hey, I only want to have 200 milligrams of caffeine, I could suck it down to here and then, use the rest to water my plants. I haven't done that. I don't think I will do that, but it comes to the point, it comes to the principle. Technically speaking, in theory, if I leave a third left, I only consume 200 milligrams.
Well, I think the other bigger point to bring up too, as you kind of said, is this. I'm more curious now. Is this a just single serving caffeine content, or just too high a content mass? Why? Because we don't live in Canada. I don't know how Canada is or its regulations for fully in depth. Let me continue. When it comes to pre-workout, as you had said, there are some, and I've seen them plenty of times. There's some that go for 400, 500, but those are also more demographic and push towards like the big bodybuilders that already just are massive and have the higher tolerance so it can get through their body and more. But like, are those not acceptable in Canada? Is it just because it's a powder form so it changes? I'm more curious to look more in depth into this and see the full regulation. Is it just per serving? Does Canada only have like 150 pre-workouts? They only have 100 milligram pre-workouts? Because they are different.
Pardon me, devil's advocate. So you said these guys are massive.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm correct, these are all adults.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, okay, you look qualified to consume X.
Yep.
So what happens if that sucker takes that power and he double scoops it? It's 800 milligrams. You can't stop a guy from doing so. It's not a crime.
Yep.
It's his personal preference. You can't stop him. His organs can stop him, and EMT might stop him. If it ever gets there, pray to God it doesn't. I want everybody healthy and well, obviously. But we're starting to get to a line where I understand you got to affect policy. I completely understand that. But we're kind of getting to some waters where it's starting to become a double standard. I'm not complaining about somebody's caffeine intake. You consume more than triple the amount I do on a regular basis. Today I've had 100 milligrams besides of the amount of I opened up in these two cans right here. For some person that would be like, how do you have an energy drink podcast and only drink that much? Well, it is what it is. There's some low days, there's some light days. There's some I go 400, there's some days I go like 80. Just is what it is. But with this pre-workout thing going on, I'm starting to wonder, I mean, do we know enough Canadian people that we could actually like research out to? Because it's like, yeah, there's what's in the store, and they're starting to see G Fuel cans. Are they being recalled all over the place in all these other stores? And granted, on that file, I only saw 3 flavors. There's more.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some guy saying, hey, I bought Raging Gummy Fish in Canada. Granted, I think your selection was piss poor. But is that going to be recalled in Canada sometime?
Probably.
Is G Fuel going to be slapped with a lawsuit soon? Because how could you recall this amount of flavors, and are you going to label it as a lawsuit, or are you going to label it as a defect? Are the small business owners going to be ass out? These are details we just
wait to see.
Now, again, for the Canadians, I want to know more. And again, this affects everything. Because if it's a smaller brand, right? A smaller brand can't afford these kind of complications. Like I'm not sure if you would find out by where you are on the spectrum, but would Glytch have a hard time selling in Canada?
Depends on the regulations here. It just all depends on that and knowing how they're trying to limit it. Is it per single serving? Is it per kind of container? We don't know. All we know at this current instance is that they had a recall of all the 300 milligram cans.
But not the 140. So I guess on a certain regular basis is that the Pro Series from Glytch, if you could still get your hands on, I got to check to see if that's sold out or not.
Very little.
Well, I mean, again, I remember when they had 6 flavors, and I'm like, hey, it might be an early birthday present. Then it's like 4 flavors. Okay, next check. Now it's down to 2.
Yeah, because they're switching fully to the gaming line.
Yes, and I could understand why, especially with as soon as Amesis went over, you already knew.
But I mean, the same thing point you're making, you could even look at it like advanced GG because they're 100 per scoop.
Yes. I mean, it's 100 per scoop, but I mean, the pro line seems to be okay, but the gaming line, it's like, hey, this is not allowed to be sold in Canada. The only thing I could think of is, are you familiar with a lot of car parts, Teach?
Oh God, no! I know there's something called a catalytic converter that turns your car into a Cadillac, and that's about it.
I'm not going to have you repeat that. No.
I can't find where to convert my car into a Cadillac in mine yet, but I know it's in there.
You're like totally bumming my house up and bringing me down. Do you water the fish and feed the plant too?
Yes.
Sly Cooper reference, yes.
Yes.
But I will put it into a certain basis. So I don't know how it is in the state of New York, but they seem to be converting over to certain things, some states otherwise. But I'll put it as something very basic. In the state of California, if we were to do something as far as the air system, the air intake, there were some parts where they said on the website cannot ship to California, where it would be labeled as 49 state part, and then if there was available, a California part. I used to work for a tool company that sold generators. There were some generators that were California address only. And on the website for some of these car companies, especially performance brands, it even said on it, we will not ship to California addresses. This is because of emission laws.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see anything on any of these websites, right? Now, I have no idea if they know the law or not. I'm not sure if they do know, but they don't care. I don't see any note on any site that will say, will not ship to Canada address. Because now we're starting to get into problems, and now they're just going to enforce it from here. I can't tell you how many times it has freaking just gone to straight up hell because one thing turns into another. Who knows? Is some rich kid's lawyer going to get involved?
Everything is yet to be seen.
Do you remember that those team of lawyers standing in front of an important building saying, "How dare you make these Tide Pods look tasty?" You don't remember that? Yeah, a team of lawyers.
I remember the
Tide,
whole
Tide
instance, but I
because
don't
of the
remember
Tide Pod.
that.
Yeah, they're basically parents that had their kids eat freaking soap had a team of lawyers go and try and sue Tide for it. We're going into some deep bullshit.
We will see as more info comes in the future and see if we can dive even further into it. And on that note, friends,
for any Canadians who could, by any chance, get us into some clarity by any means, please let us know. We're going to forever try to improve and to spread knowledge wherever it may be. We're going to try and give everybody the facts, and that's what we've been doing for the last year and a half. So for everybody new who wanted to join, thank you for tuning in this week. And we understand that there's some harsh questions, and it is our job as professionals, or try to be. I know I suck at that compared to Teach, but it is what it is. We understand that there's going to be harsh questions. We're here to answer them and to give you the best content possible. So once again, any questions welcome, leave them there. We'll try and do our best to research during the week. But until next Monday, stay safe, stay happy, stay well, and stay caffeinated. We love you guys. Take it easy.